because I'm trying to quit.
That's awesome. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live. We're 6 months later, and it's time for probably one of the most hyped uploads of 2024.
Has it been 6 months?
I think so.
It's been, oh my gosh.
I think it's been 6 months. I believe. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, it's May now.
Here, I'm pulling it up right now. We're gonna show it to you.
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months ago, Amazing Digital Circus.
Wow.
314 million views. Good for them. Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Incredible.
6 months. It has been half a year. That's pretty wild.
Justin Timberlake told me it was going to be May. And it is indeed May now.
It is indeed May.
And what happened, like, sometimes this Twitter post pops up on various social media that's like the progress bar of the year.
Yes.
And it is so weird seeing it go by so fast every year.
Right.
We're like, oh gosh, 45% of the way through this year? What happened?
Yeah, this year has flown by. It is nuts. So 6 months ago, Glitch Productions did something incredible. They rocked the world, already well known for murder drones. They rocked the world with Amazing Digital Circus, which just caught fire. Like, really tapped into whatever nascent need that we all had for, like, early 3D animation, kind of like simple polygonal, shapes and textures and this and that, and just like leaned into this mysterious lore, this fun characterization.
The writing was so sharp.
Yeah.
And like, this is something I really respect about them and their animators and their artists and everything. Like, they understand the internet in a way that is super powerful. They had gifable moments.
Yep.
Like Ash, you and I just use like Pomni gifs back and forth because they're funny.
We really do.
Yeah. The one where like it's the anime angle and her eyes are crazy.
I was going to say the crazy eyes one. I feel like that's the one. That's the one I've seen circulated the most. To be honest, is the crazy eyes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's an emote in our company Discord.
Yeah.
It is.
That's amazing.
Yeah. If your personality is represented by an Amazing Digital Circus character, who are you? No pressure. Ash, do you have an answer?
I don't want to say Pomni, but
you're pretty Pomni.
I was going to say, I feel like that was accurate.
Thank you.
That is accurate.
You are the Pomni in my life, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
I'm Kinger.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I feel like these are all accurate. These are both spot on, 100%.
Yeah, just like kind of sitting in the corner, not really knowing what's like going on. But like, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Wait, who are you?
Happy to participate. Like, I exist as well. Which plays into the whole film theory as a forgotten middle child. You're like, I'm here too, guys.
And I guess you're Kaufmo now because you
disappeared.
Retired. Yeah.
I'm the clown who disappeared. I'm thanks,
as
Lee.
portrayed by Jack Black.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least I played by Jack. Me and Minecraft Steve played by Jack Black.
The same.
Yeah, the same. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm the clown who disappeared and then went rogue and then just decided to like eat the world. Right? That's kind of what happens to Kaufmo.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy in episode 1.
I feel like you are primarily Kaufmo, and then your secondary is like bits and pieces of Kane.
Yeah.
Because you still have that theatricality in you.
Right. I feel like that's a good mix. Yeah, because Kane is the one that jumps out to me.
Yeah.
But I'm a little less chaotic, I feel like. But I do have that ringleader kind of like,
Ryder gives me Kane.
Oh, Ryder is absolutely Kane as well. Well, Ryder voiced Kane for us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yes. So well that people thought it was AI generated.
Wait, really?
Yeah, people thought we somehow voice modeled Kane. But no, that was just Ryder being an amazing voice actor.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Ryder, former editor for Theorist, as well as a successful YouTuber in his own right, Foot of a Ferret. He, frequent collaborator on the couch. But he's kind of our go-to for all voice acting stuff in a lot of cases.
He's our Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
He's our anytime we need something that's like a Patrick Warburton adjacent.
Yeah, Warburton adjacent. Yes, that's good.
He's our Kane. He was kind of Patrick Warburton adjacent.
I was gonna say that's pretty close, actually. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm glad to hear that the internet just looking for it. It's like, no, seriously, we can go the extra mile.
But yeah, like they've done episode 2 now.
Yeah. So bring it all the way back around 6 months and 28 minutes later after this witty banter, it is finally time for the Amazing Digital Circus episode 2 to come out. And, you know, it is a very theorizable show, right? We don't react to every online digital piece of media that gets uploaded, but for the special ones and the ones that get a lot of views, and the ones that have a lot of theorizing potential, to be honest, like are the ones that we react to, right? And as we saw in episode 1, this is not only like a fun, memeable, internet-friendly world that's, you know, obviously talking to a lot of us and really enjoyable to watch, but beyond that, there's a lore that's being crafted here that needs to be solved, right? There are very clear moments that have been dropped in that are seeding out a wider universe, the secret identities of these characters, that there is more under the surface, which means it is time for live theory crafting. And so that's why Lee's on the couch with me.
Yeah, I am so excited for this.
To do some group think, do some collective theorizing.
Put our brains together.
Yeah, with our brains combined, we equal one brain. So we will be
that's very generous.
It's 7/8 of a brain.
GT Live at 99% power is just Ash.
That, I mean...
Hold on now.
Ash,
Hold on now. Fake it till you make it, you know?
If you say words long enough, maybe some of them will make sense.
Exactly.
Right? All right. So without any further ado, I think let's hop into Amazing Digital Circus episode 2. This is Candy, Carrier, Chaos. Also doing pretty well for themselves. 41 million views in 2 days.
That's
pretty good.
Really incredible.
Pretty solid.
That's pretty incredible.
Pretty solid there. Good job, guys. Before, let's see, the gang are back for a wacky candy-filled adventure. They also discovered that their lives literally have no meaning. Woohoo! So wacky. Also, they just dropped the entire main Digital Circus. Oh, plushies.
Ooh.
Got that plushie game.
I collect plushies.
Quick question.
Yes.
Have we talked to them about doing a merch line with them?
Maybe.
Okay. Because if not, I feel like there's some cool synergies to be had here. I think we can make some cool stuff for them.
There is absolutely some cool synergies. I think everyone's on the same page there. I would love to see a Lumen product line.
That would be great.
That would be based on them,
right?
Yes.
Because I know right now...
Oh, a nice jacket.
Oh, thank you. It's Lumen official. Same with the shirt. It's Lumen official.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Available right now below this video. But it is one of those things where... Like right now, we're working on the Poppy Playtime stuff, and I think that's coming together really, really well, or at least like the initial concepts have come together. We'll see how sample. Like this is so long in the process, but we have some really good ones coming out later this year. But knowing how long it takes to put these things together, I'm like, oh hey, I think that they're like I already have in my mind some of the things that like cool jackets and hats and things you could do.
These character designs really lend themselves to just great apparel, and rightfully so.
So. Without any further ado, Amazing Digital Circus, episode 2.
25 minutes.
25 minutes. This is a 15-parter.
I was about to say.
15.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so hold on right here. We're just going to pause. See, here, the letters are spelling out the word glitch, which could be indicative of the world that they're living in.
It is a video game.
It is a video game. Or,
glitches.
Alternatively, it's the name of the production studio. Too early to tell. Hard to say, guys. Hard to say.
Wait, can we go frame by...
Yeah, let's go back. Okay, so here you'll see that it's See, the music here is described as peppy electronic music.
That is the 4th best Star Fox character.
It is the 4th best Star Fox character. It actually might be lower, honestly. I feel like I'd rank Andros and Leon and Pigma above Peppy. Sorry, I'm just...
It is.
Wait, what?
We were joking about, it's indicative of the world. Oh, no, they're actually in the...
They're in the
logo.
Glitch. I appreciate the restraint of not doing every one of their properties, like the DreamWorks and things nowadays, where it's like, here's every IP that we own. Like, I could see them having, like, Kane pop up and then, N or something, from Murder Drones.
Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus!
Oh, here we go. I'm very excited about this.
Pomni?
So Pomni's an important character, I get now.
Hello?
Oh, weird.
Why are we getting interlacing?
That is a pretty popular visual effect on that I've seen on like TikTok and Reels and stuff. So I do think.
What, like
let's let it play out for like
purposely interlaced?
Yeah, because it adds like a weird kind of like motion-y. Let's let it play out for a second and see if it's actually a problem.
Because episode 1 they didn't interlace.
Yeah, no, I think it was a purposeful effect. Kind of like adding I bet this is a dream.
I mean,
A very dreamlike effect.
Yeah, no, I would agree with, like, it is interesting though. So okay, so you as movie expert, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the early days of game theory. Whenever I would try to do like live action footage, if you go back to like I think it was the how to tell if someone's lying to you episode based on LA Noire, super deep cut. Or the episode about Zelda's power potions, and that was like one of the first live action ones too that we did, where it was like me in the kitchen. But I had to teach myself what interlacing was, which is something that I don't think a lot of people know now, and so that's why it immediately strikes me as something that's worth calling out.
It's interesting that interlacing used to be this thing that they do in broadcast television.
Yes, thank you.
Back before you got everything through a cord in the wall or Wi-Fi, they literally broadcast like a TV signal that you'd have to pick up on an antenna. And to make that data like less cumbersome, what they would do is they would cut up each frame, like there'd be a line of pixels and then a line of nothing, and then a line of pixels and a line of nothing. Then the next frame would have a line of nothing,
reverse
a line
of
of pixel, the reverse.
Yeah, basically, it cut the amount of frames that you needed basically in half, right? It cut the amount of data that you need in half, because you would have like half of the picture on one frame, half of the picture on the other frame, basically. And that's why you get this, it's not seamless, right? So you see it on screen right now, where it's not seamless because you're missing kind of a piece in the middle, right? And so you're getting 50% of the data here, 50% of the data there, and it's being interlaced together, literally woven together to create one image, but it gives you this sort of effect, right? And if your settings aren't right, if you're dealing with live action footage, and this is what I learned when I was working live action footage into the animations of game theory, if the settings aren't right, you get this kind of like weird interlacing effect, which creates like a lower quality final product.
Have you ever seen like 1080i?
Yes.
Versus 1080p?
Yes.
I is interlaced, P is progressive.
Yes.
Progressive being you get all of the data all at once in one frame.
Exactly. Yeah. So at this point, I don't think anything really does. This could be, I don't know. But like, I don't see why anything would necessarily interlace anymore. It feels like everything has gone progressive.
It has become an intentional effect you add, kind of similar to like VHS effects, right?
Yes.
Where it's like, this is achieving a very specific effect that is dreamlike and weird and whimsical and nostalgic.
Yeah.
And
specifically of an era. And I think like, I think your comparison to analog horror is interesting, right? Because for a long time, we've been in this like 1980s, early 1990s VHS aesthetic, right?
Now we're kind of moving into the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yes, and one of the things that and so with the old VHS aesthetic, right, you get the scan lines and you get the tracking, the all those kind of like glitches and artifacting that you see on VHS tapes. Those are like tracking lines, right? And the old, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but like on the remote controls with the VCRs, there was literally a button that you would use to shift where the magnetic tape was playing in the cassette to get rid of those lines, right? That was the tracking lines, and it just meant that the tape was like out of whack.
That was just a little bit before me.
Yeah.
So
it was the tail end of me too, to be honest. But we had an old VHS and we had to do that, right? And so now, and I think one of the things that really hit about Amazing Digital Circus, and I think that they're continuing to lean into here, is we've seen this, we've done it, but we're in a generation now who have grown up in the early, like late 90s, early 2000s, where now you're talking about interlacing, and you're getting digital effects like this, which is very different, but also, you know, is kind of the next generation of that analog horror aesthetic, which is cool. Like it's incredibly smart storytelling. It immediately sets you in a tone, and it's different. It's the same idea that we've been playing with analog horror for years, but it's updated for a new decade through this. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I feel like this is a dream sequence. We'll see it, I'm sure.
They're about to kill the characters, so like their main character, I doubt it's not a dream.
Right.
Or they could be just incredibly brave.
First episode of CSI killed off the main character. Spoiler alert.
Looks like
Whoa.
our new friend's already abstracted.
Well, I guess we're not all cut out for it.
I don't even remember her name, honestly.
That is a great reaction image.
Another great reaction.
Next emote for the Discord.
Not ready for it? What is it?
For like
Well, I guess we're not all cut out for it. For it.
surviving in this space.
Is that what
like,
it is?
That's what my gut would say.
The
But
circus? It feels very intentional.
based on our previous theories,
Yeah.
maybe it is hell. No. Maybe it is the like the reality of like having your brain kind of like copied into this world
Yeah.
and like integrating into it.
Right? It feels like the use of the word it. I guess we're not all cut out for it. Feels like it's intentional to a process. It doesn't it's if it was like cut out for this world or this the circus itself or like whatever this space is, it wouldn't be it. It feels like a process or a specific mission or moment or goal, right? It's a very specific word, and it's interesting that it's these three who are the ones who are apparently part of it, and at the end of the last episode, right, we saw that there's a real life computer screen and a VR headset that has been kind of abandoned and left behind. And so is this a world where one of our theories has been, hey, did a developer of this game somehow get absorbed into the game, or are they an AI recreation in this game or something like that?
I think it's interesting that it's also like Kane, who is the ringleader, yes, but also Ragatha and Jax, who are very much like the angel and devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I guess we're not all cut out for it.
I don't even remember her name, honestly.
It's also interesting too because Ragatha has been
Very kind.
and also kind of like not naive, but this implies a level of awareness and control over the situation that
has not been implied in her other dialogue.
It implies strength and strength and control, which in episode 1 we did not see a lot coming from her. So to see her in this kind of power position, like you said, kind of as an antithesis to Jax, who's literally snapping people away in episode 1 or whatever, like that's really interesting.
This is so fun.
It was great. Already, so much to talk about.
Dream. Okay.
Makes sense. Wait, was she clipping into?
She was clipping into the block. I love that. It's very specific, like very similar to like the era of humor. It's very Source Engine, Valve, Half-Life 2.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, it really
Speaking
is.
to me specifically.
It is. It's that style of joke and humor that exists. It's great. And it launches you away because it has to like figure out what the collision detection actually is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Say anything.
I was gonna say anything with the
ABC XT E Q.
Right? Is that a Q?
Looks like a 9 for a second. It's like a backwards key. That's interesting.
It is weird. So this is a correct Q. This is a reversed Q. Yeah,
maybe it's a 9.
The C's are also in different.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I wonder.
The C's are in different It's weird that some are in correct orientations. A, B, the B's, the X's, the E's. M looks to be. N's, I guess, are different. But yeah, C and Q are different.
Or is that a Z?
Could be Z.
Anyway.
Hey, Pomni, how'd you sleep?
Doors. This hallway's always important. That was Kingler's, the female Kingler. Queenie, that was it. From last time, I think.
Which, by the way, a name we guessed correctly.
Yeah.
Gooseworks, the creator, revealed the name on Tumblr. I think probably before our episode went up, but
so when you say we guessed correctly,
but it was a name that I wrote down, being like Kinger. It's probably Queenie.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is what it is.
Nailed
Thank you very much. It is what it is.
You take the wins when you can get them.
Are you
I actually
still
think that's
sleeping?
the dog.
I'll let you get back.
Not the Queenie. There's like a dog characters in there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so. Because like Queenie was like a black piece of the chest.
Oh, you're right. It was. Yeah, no, you're right. It was a different
Pomni,
one. That's right.
how'd you sleep?
Good call.
Are you still sleeping? I'll let you get back to it if you are. There she is. Hope you're doing all right. I know yesterday was a bit of a doozy. Doozy. Oh, and don't worry about the whole abandoning me for the exit thing. It's perfectly understandable what you were going through at the time, and there's no hard feelings. You're all good.
There are definitely hard feelings.
Read this up. Anytime someone says no hard feelings, shorthand, there is hard feelings. Almost guaranteed. If you have to specify, that's pro tip. Life pro tips happen to you
if
today.
there are actually no hard feelings, just don't say anything.
There's nothing to say at all. You don't have to address it.
Well, let's forget about all that. Kane's got a new adventure today, and judging by what he's been teasing, it seems like it's gonna be a fun one.
Today's adventure is Candy Carrier Chaos.
That's my boy.
Right. The Candy
What's the name of the
Canyon
It's a thing.
Kingdom's been robbed of their most valuable resource, maple syrup.
Oh,
It's
no.
up to you to bring the rotten
Hold up, what was it? Sorry. What was that? It said the syrup saying MP Pep? Right? MP Pep?
I need new glasses. That's what I'm learning right now.
Yeah, you can't read it.
I see the M and P.
Yeah, it seems like that. Is that what you're getting, Ash?
Bep is what I'm seeing.
You're saying what?
Mbep.
Bep.
Mbep. So, okay.
That might be a specific grade of maple syrup or something.
Maybe. Or it might be alluding to a location.
Or some deep lore.
I mean, deep lore. You know me. I'm always gonna lean into the
About
deep
the
lore.
maple syrup deep lore.
I mean,
hey, Santi's here. We can go get him and ask him.
ask
about
him
the maple
if there's
syrup deep
specific
lore.
maple syrup grade, because I know there are grades to maple syrup, right? Here. Well, now that you've prompted me, grades of maple syrup.
I know that there's one that's sounds. It's like leather, where it's it sounds good.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like genuine leather is just like regular leather.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, they all became the same grade, and there are maple syrup snobs being like, oh my gosh,
Everything's a grade A maple syrup. Now, why can't I just want to make this large. Oh my gosh, I just want to make the image large. Show me the image. Here, we'll pull up this one instead, since the other one's abandoned me multiple times. Just let me down. And you're oh my. Open the image in a new window. Open image in new tab. There we go.
There we go.
Thank goodness. Okay. None of these have the letters
No,
N
none
or
of them
pep.
are impep.
No pep. All grade A maple syrup must also meet the following requirements. Meet unfermented, even in color, sediment-free. This is very important. This is important lore.
I'll look into this
Please.
later.
Thank you. This is super important. Let's do a whole episode on the Amazing Digital Circus just about the maple syrup and what type of maple syrup they're talking about here. All right, that's the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, remember... Sorry. Doing great.
It's up to you to bring the rotten bandits who stole it to sweet, buttery justice.
An entire kingdom of candy sounds sticky.
Very sticky indeed.
Sounds.
Bubble, you can't say that.
No.
So wait! I'm testing out a new AI in this one.
There we go.
Whoa.
Huge lore drop right
Whoa.
there.
Testing out new AI. Okay.
So, Ash, you seem excited. You want to talk
I
about
am
that?
shocked about
Are you
that.
shooketh?
I am shook to my core. All right. So, we'd had this assumption based on the technology that we've seen in the general aesthetic of the Amazing Digital Circus that this was like a early 2000s, late 90s sort of deal.
Sure.
AI, that's a very modern thing.
It is.
That's a lot of the discourse that we're seeing today.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that and I immediately am thrown into some time confusion.
Sure.
Well.
Oh, enlighten me.
He's
Enlighten
pushed
me.
up his glasses.
Go for it.
No. Legitimately, I wonder, AI is the buzzword of today. Yes, correct.
Yes.
But, AI has been used in video games, as the descriptor for just, NPC behavior for forever. And I wonder, it's an interesting thing to use in this show that is coming out today, right? Because it has that buzzword around it. The meaning of AI has changed.
That is, I think that's a really good point to call out, right? Which is, I think you see this in the context of 2024, and you're like, aha, AI-generated artwork, and AI-generated video, and AI-generated voices, and this and that. What you're talking about now is artificial intelligence trained on data from a bunch of different sources and going out and like recreating things or mimicking things, right? It's the mimic. Sorry, obligatory FNAF reference.
Whereas like AI
episode.
back in the day is like, if this, then this.
It was code. But exactly to your point, if we're not talking about technologies, technologies kind of like being a little bit wibbly wobbly with their timelines. What this could be referencing is just like a bunch of if-then statements.
Yeah.
It is literally coded in like, hey, Bubble, if I say this, then do this. If we're introducing a new adventure, then say this or whatever. Again, figuring out what the time period is of this and kind of like what the technology we're dealing with here is really fascinating.
In this one, it should be 57 times more immersive.
Very
new
Todd
AI.
Howard coded.
You don't want to mess with the new AI, Zuby.
Oh, they're really leaning into the AI stuff. They're really signaling it hard.
Right.
Which is fascinating. It also seems to suggest that there's a difference between these characters and Bubble, right?
No. Oh,
Fourth
sounds
wall.
fun.
Yeah, right. Fourth one. There's a lot to talk about. Yeah, because so
Hey,
Jackson
we did that in the
knows-
first episode too. That was a point I remember writing, and we just didn't have time.
Yeah, we didn't cut it.
Yeah.
But it is worth mentioning, right, is that he knows that he's on camera in a similar way as like Rick breaks the fourth wall all the time.
Interesting.
What do you think, Pomni?
So, our entire existence here is just LARPing.
Well,
Why are you all just standing there? The candy.
I like that they're avoiding that. That's amazing. Okay. But no, they're addressing it, right? And they keep kind of diving away from what this actually is. It's really interesting.
That's a great image of Kane.
Great clip for a thumbnail.
Kingdom needs you now.
No, thanks. I'm trying to quit.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh. This is cool.
This is very cool.
Oh, YouTube does not like confetti.
No, certainly not. Okay, so we get more of the mannequins, which I know last time we had called out, like there were a couple doors dedicated to like these mannequins.
Yeah, and like the idea being that they're blank slates that are then transformed into characters as needed.
Yes.
So interesting here. I guess it's a crowd shot, so like no real need for like
That you wouldn't
individual
need them to be
designs.
individual.
Like even just on a realistic production, like real world
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of effort to.
Oh.
So
Design
yeah,
and
this is
create all
acceptable.
this-
Oh yeah. That.
That is a gummy elephant right there. I feel that graphically from.
Finger's tall.
wow, Kinger, check out this castle. It's amazing.
They've even got little candy bugs here. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, this place is great.
Aw.
Ah, you must be the brave knight sent to us by God to help us with our recent catastrophe.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Huh.
So Kane is God.
Cain is God. So again, this is going back to one of the things that you called out, which, to be fair, I was skeptical about when you pitched me on.
It's literally hell.
Well, that's literally hell, or like a lot of the religious stuff that you called out, right?
Oh yeah, the Cain and Abel.
Yeah, because you called out Cain and Abel with at the end of the last episode, you're running through this real world kind of like
CNA.
Yeah, this real world setting with offices, and then they pan up at a certain point and you see CNA Industries, right?
Yeah.
And you called out CNA, Cain, there's Cain, maybe it's Cain and Abel. And I'm like, I don't know, that like proved to me more, and we were able to I think we were able to piece together a lot of other like this
enough
like
to,
hell.
enough to mention it at the very least.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was a fun idea that was a cool like shot in the dark, plus some of the other like religious parallels that we could draw for that theory. I thought that was a really solid one. That we were able to get it there, but I was still like, I have the theories that I really believe in, and then there were some ones where I'm like, that's more of a stretch.
That one's
and
fun,
that was more
right?
of a fun, like interesting thought experiment. But it's fascinating to see potentially more, like the fact that they're literally calling him God with imagery of stained glass window, which is immediately calling into like cathedral / like church imagery. and doves as like peace and as signs. Again, like there's a lot of bird imagery in the Bible and things like that.
It's interesting too that Cain, if I'm remembering correctly, not the good one in that situation.
No.
Right?
No, Cain is the one who commits the
killed
first
the brother.
murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, biblically speaking, Cain is the first murderer and introduces like death to the
earth. World. Yeah. So interesting that is the character elevated to godhood, if that is indeed the parallel they're running here.
Right, exactly.
Our recent catastrophe.
That's us, ma'am. Your kingdom's awesome, by the way. Love the vibe.
I like you already.
Look, Pomni, we're already friends with the princess.
I'm not a child. You don't have to hype me up.
I assume you've been
Interesting.
informed
Well, that gives us Pomni's not a child.
Confirm.
of your mission. The bandits that robbed us use a modded syrup tanker, so we figured the best way to go head-to-head with them is to give you a war rig of your own.
Awesome.
It's Mad Max.
What time period is this supposed to be again?
Here's the key back into the
That's what I'm asking.
Right? Pomni's asking the questions that we all need.
Was the phrase, forgive me if this sounds very silly, the phrase hype me up
Yes.
also lends me to believe that this is more modern than initially thought.
That is fair. Yeah, that's actually a more modern phrasing of that. Like, you wouldn't be saying that back in, like, the early 90s or whatever.
Yeah, you'd be saying, like, I'm getting down with it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
There is a...
Oh, jeez.
There is an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a show I love dearly, where completely unironically, Sarah Michelle Gellar says, "Oh, get down with your bad self," in that intonation, and I'm like, wow, never change.
Secure the goods. I trust you not to let it fall into the wrong hands.
You can count on me, Your Highness.
Oh, please, call me Lou.
Will do, Lou.
I call shotgun.
I like how into it Ragatha is.
Right? That was actually one of the things that I'm thinking about here. She's, for being so kind of like underwhelmed, or she wasn't this active in the last episode. And so her attitude in this world, and either in this world or for this mission, is an odd jump from where she was last time. And I don't know if that's just like, hey, we're seeing more of this character. Maybe they've made like creative choices to kind of like change the way that she's engaging with the world.
I will say, I know all the episodes of the show were written before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, things could have changed.
Sure, right.
There were versions of these scripts all written before the pilot came out. So.
Oh, wow. How many episodes, do you know?
8.
Okay.
Oh, God, is that the horn? That sucks.
Would you go back and I didn't hear it?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, God, is that the
Great.
horn?
Love it.
That sucks. Gangle, you drive.
Farewell, good knights. I have every faith in you.
You gotta inflate those tires, man. Those tires are sagging a little bit. You're sacrificing a lot of miles. Oh, and they're running over people there. That turn, the sand.
Gangle can't drive.
No, Gangle just killed no less than 3 people.
Do you think your mum's gonna pull through if we get all this back to the village?
I'm sure she will. This much syrup would save hundreds of people.
I like how specifically they called out the Australian accents.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
I mean, they are riffing off the Crocodile Dundee hat, too. Appreciate that.
An Australian studio.
That also makes sense.
Do you think your mum's gonna pull through if we get all this back to the village?
I'm sure she will. This much syrup would save hundreds of people.
So these guys are, like, they're villains because they stole the maple syrup.
They're the bandits that were pointed out at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, they are clearly trying to help people.
Right.
Also interesting that, like, the valuable resource that they were talking about, the syrup is the valuable resource.
Yeah.
Very video gamey in that if it's there to save his mum, it is like an HP restoring thing, like an old video game, again.
That is true. But to your point about Cain being the bad one or the evil one, it's interesting that their mission is to recover the maple syrup. And granted, these guys stole it from a kingdom and this and that, so they are villains or they are bandits, right? But the show's very clearly showing that their intention is for good, right? To save people, save your mom. You know, we'll save hundreds of lives with this maple syrup. But now here comes the gang to stop that, which implies that the kingdom, the Candy Kingdom, and Cain by proxy as the one who sent them off on this mission, is not doing the right thing. They're enacting bad or evil or aiding in the killing of a lot of individuals in whatever this fictional world is.
We won't know for sure until we get back to the village.
Ooh.
She's a fighter, though. She taught me everything I know.
I love his voice.
Good voice.
Don't get too comfy, lads. Looks like they've sent someone after us.
Looks like the most delicious gummy bears ever.
It's the translucentness.
Yeah, gummy crocodiles.
All right, Gangle. When we catch up to them, I'll jump over, crawl inside, and shoot them repeatedly until they're unrecognizable.
I feel like that violates some kind of convention.
You're violating my ears with your clapback. Get driving, driver.
So, Pomni, I'm sure there's some way you could help out here. Maybe when we catch up to them, we could...
Gotta be assertive. Like this.
Hey!
Jeez.
Jax!
Oh, they caught up. Oh.
That was very fast.
Oh my god.
Just hold that pose. I gotta get something.
Spider-Man.
Right? I was going to say, yeah, very, very much so. You know, what's interesting here...
I gotta get something.
So when Pomni swears...
She has the bar, but when Bubble didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Right? Because again, if what you're telling me is that there are 8 episodes of this already written and they know where the story is headed, and I mean very clearly they're at a level of detail where they're doing these like cool interlacing effects. Like this is a very well thought out show, and when you're animating, you're here in every second. So like you're sick of these characters.
Intentional.
It's so intentional. Every moment is full of intention and detail, and you know every frame, right? And so for you to have one character who swears and goes off on this kind of like expletive or whatever diatribe and doesn't have this specific censor, but here you have a Kane specific censor. I mean, obviously it implies that there's a difference between Bubble and Pomni, which again is kind of leaning into
it's
what we were talking about before.
Because we did hear the beep for Bubble.
Yes.
But this to me implies that this is Kane being like, no, you can't. You can't do that. But like Kane was surprised with Bubble and there was no bar.
Right.
There had to be this level of expectation with it then, right?
Yes. That would imply that Kane knows it's coming.
That tells me that Bubble had access, kind of like what you were saying before, to some kind of like training material or like model that he just wasn't looped in with.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting.
Maybe Bubble wasn't swearing. Maybe it was a secret that was being revealed.
That's interesting. I mean, I'd have to revisit that moment in the scene to see like how exactly it's set up and phrased, but
I swear there was some kind of bazooka back here, but I'm having such trouble finding it. Pomni, take that!
That was awesome. That was great.
Nice going, Pomni. Now I have no bridge.
Aha! Gotcha!
The arms are long.
The arms are long enough.
What was this like Matrix music we got?
This is really fun.
This lot's trouble. Let's see how that rig does on those rocks around there.
The arms aren't short enough to shift again.
I love that one has arms that are too long and one has arms that are too short.
One has arms that are just right.
Right. What is this? This is a reference. Is this a reference to the video games where you're doing like style moves?
Very like DDR almost. Not necessarily. No, it.
Anyone in the comments, let me know, because this is a very specific thing where you hit the different poses and you either rack up points or you do extra damage, and I'm having a hard time pulling up where in like the reference library it is.
In your mind palace?
Yeah, in my mind palace. I can't quite like pinpoint it, but I know that this is like a specific thing that I've seen before.
Short enough to shift again.
Rocky Road also. Top tier ice cream, as long as you replace the nuts with like chocolate pieces.
Hey, Ribbons, up and at 'em.
I don't think we...
Aren't you supposed to be submissive and agreeable? Move it!
Get out of here.
Whoa.
Get out of here.
Yikes.
Get out of here.
Ash, you have thoughts? Feelings?
Gosh. These writers knew exactly what they were doing with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will call out, and again, this is, yes, 100% they knew what they were doing. Yes. I also wonder, though, beyond just like the reference, I do wonder if that's also a reference to, again, these algorithms and training profiles, right? Because at this point, Netflix has no, I'm with you. Netflix and all the algorithms have different like qualifiers for shows, programs, or things that they see.
It knows your viewing habits.
Yeah,
and they probably have a label for you.
No, and it's really depressive geek out or whatever. Like there's a lot of like.
It's your Spotify daily playlist name. Submissive and agreeable.
Yes, and so if this is a world, submissive and agreeable. Yeah. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling submissive and agreeable.
Oh God.
But it is one of those things where if this is a world where there's a bunch of like AI characters or there's something is being programmed in, I as the developer, the programmer, whatever, can say like, hey. Here's the data, and the way that you approach it is you are submissive and you agree, right? I don't know.
If submissive, then agree.
It goes back to one of the other GG Live series that we've really enjoyed, Ash, which is Suck Up.
Right.
Great.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Right? That his head just tracks.
Go back for a second. That was very cute.
I love it.
It's very cat-like behavior.
This is great. Yep. The fact that his head is on like Steadicam is
fascinating. It's like the chicken.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh,
that's adorable.
These fellas just don't know when to quit, do they? Hey, quit mucking about and get back up here! Oh yeah, right.
His voice is very similar to another voice actor that I can't quite place.
Whoa! Hear you over the knives.
Hey, Gangle, you should ram into him.
What? You should not ram them. Pomni's still on board.
Do it.
Ooh, Jax is a special level of like aggressive in this one. It feels like in the first one he was a jerk, right? Like,
but now he's like mean.
Yeah,
like
in the first one he was a jerk, but you were kind of like, he's just kind of like bad boy.
And like his mischief was like ended up helping people in the end, but here he's like rammed them with the truck.
Yeah, he's like dominant and disagreeable.
Yeah, right. Yes, exactly. Basically the antithesis. Yes.
Right.
Right.
That's his Spotify playlist. Dominant, disagreeable Wednesday.
Ooh, I like it.
Do it, or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing.
What's the figurine thing?
Right? What is the figurine thing? I wonder if we'll find out.
These guys are whack jobs. Let's give him some of this.
Whoa!
Guess I have to tell Ragatha about the thing now.
Oh, you're still up here. Guys! Pomni, take this!
Awesome.
Hey, Kinger, is that Wilbur?
I don't know. Let me check.
Awesome.
Oh!
I like how nonchalant that is.
Didn't even lose any HP, it looks like.
No, and she's filled with stuffing. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
They're very nonplussed about it.
Right. Yeah. No big deal.
Nope.
Awesome.
I blame you for this.
Seems like physics doesn't affect him normally.
No. I don't know how much of that is stylistic. Oh. Really leaning into the like the no clip.
Yeah.
It's clipping through everything. Oh man.
That teapot thing is a deep cut.
Is it?
It's
please.
In 3D modeling.
Yeah.
That's a model of a teacup or a teapot.
Yeah.
That is very common, and people use it to like test lighting.
Really?
Okay, it's a very simple like to program design that is very visually complex, so you can test lighting on it very easily. It is these glitch people. I think they know their stuff.
Yeah, you think so? you think they know? Good. I'm glad.
Also, hey, we're in like a Tron space.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like we're in the like out of bounds.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're into the kind of like that.
Past the invisible wall.
Yeah, right. You're in that kind of like developer space. You're out of bounds, exactly to your point. It's not textured anymore.
Yeah. It's like the default textures of everything.
What?
So he got here from what?
They like clipped out of bounds.
Is that what it is? So he clipped out of bounds? Was that what it was?
Yeah,
okay.
so
they were bouncing.
Yeah, and like kind of went below the earth, and I'm guessing they fell off.
Okay, so half went below the map, basically. Okay.
Oh, the whole truck went down.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole truck fell through.
Interesting.
Okay, so they shoved it through. It gets clipped out. And it falls down.
Oh, and then it bounced back and went back up. It looked like.
Yeah, the truck bounces up, but the crocodile.
He went out. Did he clip out of it?
Yes.
Interesting.
So he
or just went through the window. Yeah.
Is that a window? That's a window. So he goes out the window. And then just falls. So okay, so presumably
That subtitle.
Right, it's great.
Same.
There's your teapot. Huh, okay. So this is kind of like the realm beyond. If we've truly fallen out of the map.
What? What?
Huh. So there's the mannequins. Oh man.
Oh, and they're doing like the
T-pose.
Yeah, it's T-pose is very specifically with the arms out, and then that's, I forget the name of this pose, but it's like the like default position that a lot of like 3D models are in. Not quite a T-pose, but like also, what the heck is that?
So
it's not the same thing. It's the glork, the gloink.
Yes, the gloink.
It isn't the gloink.
Yeah,
the gloink had eyes all over it. I think, if I'm remembering right. Yeah, we have the power to check.
Yeah, right, we can do this.
The gloink
If
queen.
only there was a way to double check what was going on. Gloink.
Yeah, kind of had eyes all over, but
No,
it's
you're
not the
right.
same monster.
It's not the same, and it is more candy.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
you have like candy corn, but it is similar.
Yeah.
Cut of the same cloth.
Very,
Okay.
do you know what it reminds me of?
Huh?
Did you ever play Conker's Bad Fur Day?
The Great and Mighty Pooh.
Yeah, the Great Mighty Pooh.
I am the Great Mighty Pooh. Yep, absolutely. So it seems like this is where they're keeping just their like default models of things, or like they're kind of like this storehouse of characters.
This is where my experience modding games like The Elder Scrolls and Fallout comes into play.
Great,
So,
please
like,
enlighten us.
In a lot of games like this, there will be what are called like developer rooms, where basically it's like, here's a room with just, we need something,
Assets.
it's here.
Yeah.
It's here, and we can very easily either go and pull it to put it somewhere else in the world, or we can reference back to it, or something like that. That is what is striking me like of this, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, do we need Candy Crocodile Man? All right, well, his information is here. Pull him out and put him back into the world.
Yeah. So it's basically like kind of like an asset storage file within the world of the game in a lot of ways.
It's just a very easy reference library, like you said, to like, if we need this, then go get it from here.
Pull it out of there. That's very cool.
Also interesting that they're all there, but none of the none of the cast are.
Well, and which implies that this is
different.
A dev room, or you said developer room?
Yeah, developer room.
Yeah, so like that this is a developer room for Candyland or whatever, the Candy Kingdom level. This world, right? So
I wonder if those characters would show up in a similar room for the circus.
Right. That's the question. Oh man, existential crisis. What am I?
This poor man.
Right? Oh, this is huge. That's cool. Kind of T-posing for dominance. He's feeling dominated right now.
Dominant and agreeable.
This is deep. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's it's filled in on one of them.
Yeah.
Can we go full screen, please?
Oh, sorry, Ash, I forgot. My bad. Here, I'll go full screen for you.
This is so well done.
This is great.
Even just like the lighting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful. Right?
And the texture.
Why is one's eye empty?
It's like one of them's alive.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. I feel like that is probably a good place to break. That feels like a really big moment.
This feels like a significant something. The conversation's gonna happen.
Yeah, this seems like it's gonna go on for a little bit here. Let's wrap it there, because that felt like a good first big chunk. We've gotten a lot of discussion out of this. There's so much. Again, this is the reason why, this makes sense for us to react to or live theory craft about, because there is so much layered in here.
If this was us watching like Invincible or something, we'd just be like, oh, funny.
Yeah.
Whereas here we're like
brutal. But literally we've been going for what, like an hour, Ash?
Yeah, about an hour 5.
That's plenty of time. In 10 minutes, we've had an hour of discussion around like all these
That's
details.
pretty quick,
and stuff.
honestly.
Yeah, right. We're flying through this. This is a short one. Anyway, this is cool. So we'll be back with more Amazing Digital Circus like live theory crafting coming up shortly. But across the board, it's anytime you have like such a huge viral standout hits, there's a lot of pressure on the next installment, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, can you hit the same marks? Is it going to be similar enough?
Are you going to hit the sophomore slump? I think that's the phrase. And so far, I'm liking this.
No, I think it's great. I think it's giving us exactly what we wanted, which is more of these characters, more of this world. I do want more time with the characters. Like, I think that's the only thing that I've been missing so far, is we've been thrown into the adventure so quickly that, and we've seen Pomni being a little bit moody, we've seen Jax being a jerk, but and we've seen Ragatha being oddly positive, but I'd love to spend a little bit more time just talking with them. Like, this has been action, adventure, and Easter eggs, a lot of stuff there, but I want to get to know these characters more, and I want to see their relationships a bit more, so that's where I'm hopeful that we get to in the second half of this. So, anyway, that is all for today, my friends. Thank you, Lee, for joining me on the couch.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully this has given you plenty of things to think about.
I am excited about whatever theory is going to come out of this.
Right. So. I'm curious to have that discussion with you probably later this week. Exciting.
Indeed. Yeah.
And Ash, as always, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And as always, most importantly of all, thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed the live theory crafting. Let us know down in the comments below your own theories and what thoughts you have about the series. And as always, my friends, remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya! Ooh, nice timing. Well done.
Thanks. I've been trying to get better at that.
It was great. It was on point.